Hi everyone, I'm Hamilton Chock. I serve as the Manager Director for PwC's SAP US Alliance. I'm joined here by my two friends, Pete Brawerman and Vinay Sumant. Before we get into the questions, why don't you introduce yourself and tell me about your role and responsibility. So Pete?
Great. Pete Brawerman. I am currently the Chief Operating Officer for the West Market Unit. Prior to that, I was the Chief Operating Officer for all of SAP's North American cloud businesses.
Fantastic.
Vinay Sumant, I'm partner within our SAP practice based in West Coast, primarily focused on tech, media, telecom clients. And last 20 years, only thing I'm doing is SAP. And currently in the role of Alliance Point Partner on the West Coast. So working closely with Pete, your team.
Thank you.
So gentlemen, I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and I thought we'd just have a conversation today just to talk a little bit about what we're doing in the West Market Unit. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Terrific. So Pete, you recently were appointed the new Chief Operating Officer for the West Market Unit of SAP. Tell me how excited you are about the role and maybe what you're hoping to accomplish.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. And so I'm not new to SAP, not new to the COO role. I was the COO for all the cloud businesses prior to that. So one of the things I find interesting in the West is that the market dynamics are pretty different in the West. You have the banks that are closing. You've got a lot of competitors that are small, that are nimble, that have, great brand equity, like the MuleSofts or the Salesforces and Snowflakes and things like that. So I think the competitive landscape is a little different in the West than maybe you'd find in other regions. And so how we penetrate the mid-market is going to be a challenge for us that we need to overcome. We're doing really good transformational deals, significant triple-figure size deals, but I think in the West, if we have to be competitive, we have to really crack the code. And how do we compete against the Workdays, against our SuccessFactors or the Coupas, against our Ariba platforms? So competing against those singles and doubles is an area of an opportunity that I'll be focusing on for sure.
Yeah. And so I'm going to turn it over to you, Vinay. So Vinay, as a partner and also the SAP Alliance Point Partner, Pete talked about some of the challenges. When you think about maybe our current market position, what are some of the industries where PwC has found success in the West?
Recently, we have been focused primarily on the tech sector, where we partner with SAP jointly going to market together, bringing joint value proposition together. But recently we found, Pete, is we are started getting in other industries. So some of the recent wins we jointly have are in healthcare space. Those were two major deals for SAP as well last year. And same thing is we jointly collaborated and we are executing them as projects. Then there is another factor which we all look at it is unicorns, which is the high growth industries. They're just in a startup mode or they came out of startup. To Pete, your point about mid-market, but they're not quite there. But they have aspiration, they have potential to grow in that bigger segment. So that's another target area we're seeing we can have, why not either a public cloud or why not leading with industry and why not SAP angle to drive their end-to-end transformation.
Thank you. I'm going to maybe ask you this question, Pete. So we've been hearing a lot about how SAP is intentionally looking to maximize the customer lifetime journey. Can you tell me a little bit about what that means to you and particularly what you're looking to accomplish from that standpoint in the West?
Yeah, well, journey is a great place to start. It's a long period of time. So I think there's a number of milestones that we are looking at. Usually, if you look at kind of the old SAP model, the milestone and the journey ended at a bookings event.
Yeah.
And, as we now are obsessed over customer success, the bookings event is a great milestone, but we really need to look at all of the events that we can look at that ensures our customers are getting the value of what they purchased. They're maximizing their investments. So specific examples, what did they buy? Did they use everything that they bought? Did they get the value out of what they bought? Did it address the business case that we set out to look at in the beginning? And, in order to do that, to take that from words to action, if you heard Scott Russell, we're changing the way people are measured. Like within our own services department, we looked at utilization as an example. And now we have moved them off utilization to go lives. So don't care about how they're utilized, but if we didn't get a go live, then, so it's things like that. And in the sales organization as well, you can look at the sales organization and we are focused a lot more on consumption. Other opportunities are, we have a huge internal ecosystem, and our ability to leverage that internal ecosystem, our value advisors to write business cases, our architects. But we also realize that we've got to leverage our external ecosystem as well. It does take a village to finalize this journey or to be successful in this journey. So I look at this Sapphire as an example. Somebody just asked me, what do my meetings look like? 80% of my meetings are with partners, because it's really, as much as, we have a huge pipeline. That's not our problem. Our opportunity is, how do we get all the resources to focus on these customer journeys, to get all these milestones correct, to create a compelling experience for our customers, and ultimately drive the business case. So this is why I'm here with PwC, why I was here in the morning yesterday with the successful pickleball tournament that I hope we do again next year. But this is a critical component to ours, and we are changing the way we invest our time, even at Sapphire.
Yeah, and you talk about investing, you talk about it, how it takes a village. It certainly does. And I think about how we've actually crafted, PwC is the first to really sort of pioneer this collaboration model we have with your professional services organization. So, and that's something actually, Vinay, that you're going to be working with your counterpoint from the Cloud Success Services organization with Craig Davis and so forth to really drive sort of this joint delivery model in the West, right? When you think about that, how do you think, from your standpoint, that'll help benefit our clients?
Yes, I think Pete talked about how do we create the value for the client. And the way we are thinking about it is, how do we jointly create value to maximize the investment client has made? So certain examples in this context could be the value which creates as part of transformation or overall journey. How can we look at it, the client's business, where are the value can be unleashed, and how SAP platform can be utilized? That'll be very joint collaboration upfront. We do Hamilton, as you know, we do some kind of a phase 0. So this will be ideal to get engaged with the services organization along with product and say where the value case is going to look like from a business perspective, from a technology adoption standpoint, technology platform standpoint. Second part is we also would like to align where SAP is going. For example, Signavio. That's the part we have to absolutely use in phase 0 to drive that process mining and where the opportunities can be unleashed to tie back to the value case. BTP is another example where SAP is putting a lot of energy behind it. It's a great platform, how we can bring it to accelerate cloud adoption. So these are some of the ideas which we can jointly bring together to maximize the value and win in the marketplace together, especially on the West.
Wow, that's exciting. And equally exciting is your new role. So I couldn't be more thrilled to see you in this new appointment, and I'm excited to see where this takes you. But know that PwC will be there with you every step of the way.
You guys have been amazing. Fastest growing partner we have by far. We appreciate all the energy and resources and investments you put into it. It's noticeable. We need your help. We've got customers that have silos of data, silos of application. You heard the CEO of Google Cloud talk about that. Our ability to harmonize that together. You guys have unique specialty in those skills that we don't, and so we can't do without you. So we appreciate the relationship for sure.
That's fantastic. Well, Vinay, Pete, thank you so much for joining me here today, and everyone, thank you for being with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Hamilton.